Hello everyone, it's Scott. Welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Valve Skyblock Expert Mode. So I've been thinking a lot about power generation. So I've been reading that a lot of people seem to be focusing on culinary generators, and that's just not something I want to work on. So the culinary generators are fairly simple recipes. They do require tofu, which requires soybeans, which require a bunch of other agricraft combinations. So I guess the problem is that the culinary generator, most people are putting beef Wellington into that recipe, which tops out at a pretty low RF per tick. I'm not so much focusing on the total amount of fuel burned, where a lot of people are looking at the saturation levels and how much RF total they get out of an individual item. I'm trying to maximize my RF per tick so I can run a lot of machines in parallel. And so what I'd like to do is focus on the combustion turbine that's part of a combustion generator that's part of the EnderIO mod. And what this guy is built to do is burn rocket fuel, and that rocket fuel that's produced by the vat really isn't that big of a formula right now, since I'm already able to make electrical steel and I already demoed how to make the fuel tanks. So at this point I have an additional, where did I put it? Right here, machine chassis. And so what I'm going to do is see if I can craft up one of these guys. So now over here at the sawmill, I figured out I can burn down oak trim, which is a pretty simple recipe. See if I can get this. Yep, 4 sticks, 5 oak wood. It returns 5 oak wood and a whole bunch of sawdust. And so with that, I am able to kind of maximize the sawdust production for the plastic, but that's been working out sort of good. And another thing I've been doing is making a number of additional ores with the induction smelter. So I've kind of filled out the bottom here, if I can get down here. So I have a lot of redstone. I built up an additional lead ore, diamond, and yeah, the lead's eventually going to move over here. And so I'm also limited that I can't expand to higher level like platinum and silver unless I have a upgraded induction smelter. And so what I'd like to do also is see if I can whip up some signalum and put that through the smeltery to make a where is it? Okay, I think I've lost it. Let me grab this. I need to make a signalum gear, and so somewhere in here is my signalum. Let's grab 4 of these. Head over here and start the gear. And the reason I'm doing it is I found that there's a upgrade path that's going to be a lot simpler than what I'm doing with the assembly table. So what I'm going to do is grab the induction smelter. So for this, I'm going to just pickaxe it. And bam, great. Let's head back and grab that gear. Okay, melting, and great. Form that. Okay, and so what I've found and it's actually pretty standard induction smeltery, is that to get higher level materials, and this kind of falls through with all the thermal expansions, what you need to do is get some quartz and the signum gear to upgrade the induction smelter from a lower level. So in this case, I made a hardened, and I want to upgrade it to the reinforced. And I think this will work. At least I thought it was working before, because I thought I saw this flickering. Machine frame. They could have disabled it for all I know. Maybe that's the thing, that you can only go... Yeah, they must have played with the recipe, because this is not flickering to show other material levels other than the resonant. Alright, well, I guess I went down a dead-end path here. But let's grab the induction smelter. There it is. Let's just reassemble it. And I guess I'm going to have to get back to the combustion turbine. Let's plug that in, plug this to here, and I think we're good. Okay. Yes. So back up. Sorry for that diversion. Let's get back up here and figure out what I need to do to craft the combustion generator. So, electrical steel, basic gears, which are just sticks and cobble. I'm going to need another piston. So let me grab one of these. Can I make the basic gear here? Yes, I can. Okay. No, color cobblestone, color, okay, let's just load that up. One, okay, and then regular sticks, okay. Okay, so sticks on the outside, followed by oak wood here. Nope, followed by cobble, that's right. Doot, 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 doot. And 1, 2. Got it. Oh, am I missing sticks? I'm missing sticks. Okay. Boop. And boop. Alright, next, let's put all that, I guess, over here. So, machine chassis, going to need the electrical steel and then the fluid tank. So, back down to here. Three across the top. And the reason that I'm making this is that the combustion turbine has a much higher rate of production than here. Can I do this one? No, I have to put the glass in. The glass is where? Right here? Yes. Okay, 1, 2. Okay. And the reason I'm making this is that the combustion generator maxes out at 160 RF per tick. And by comparison, the beef Wellington maxes out at 72 RF per tick. So that is not going to cut it. So let me grab some additional tanks. If I can remember, I need a specific kind. I want this kind over here. the vertical column. Okay, Buildcraft Factory tanks. So let's find those. Here we go. So this is going to be pretty simple. This is just going to be regular glass around the outside. So let's grab that. Let's grab this. And the reason I'm picking these tanks, well, I'm not sure if, I know that these tanks are expandable in the upward direction. Let's head down to this level. I don't think that well, I think the problem with the vat is the vat will only inject to the open blocks tank if it sees that there's room in the tank. And so what I'd like to do is kind of space this out over here. So let's assume that I have a vat that can produce hooch, that can produce, then it'll feed another vat, which will produce rocket fuel, which will go into the generator. So let's manage that here. And if I were to take this tank and plug it in on the side, then all I need next are more transfer pipes to bring in a water source. And let's see if I have those hanging around somewhere. Yes, okay. So let's feed that into the other infinite water source here. So Bink, yeah, let's run that back behind here. Yep, which means this has to go up a level. Okay, that's taking way too long. Let's grab the other pick. Okay. Great. Let's grab this too. Okay. Okay. So I do have to be careful here. I think I might need to put a blocker here on the back side to keep the water from being from affecting the open blocks tank. But let's just work on this. So if I right-click pull here, it's going to pull in the rocket fuel and basically burn a millibucket every 7 ticks. And so this is producing 160 RF per tick, which is working quite well. So that's going to be able to feed all of my machines as long as I can get another NV wire connector. So let's grab one of those and place that on top. Okay. So let's link this over to here, and we should be good. Okay. So that's producing RF. Excellent. So this will feed here, which will feed here to these machines. At this point, yeah, I'm going to have to rethink my wiring layout. So let me work on that, and I'll be right back. All right, I got it working. So what I ended up doing is building an EnderIO Basic Capacitor bank, and these guys aren't that hard. And for 1,000,000 RF, it took 4 basic capacitors, a block of redstone, and 4 iron. And what that's allowed me to do is use this as an additional buffer for all the machines in the base. And so I have a net positive of 140 RF per tick. So before I must have been getting about a 20 RF a tick deficit. And so this is actually working out pretty good. The combustion generator is set up to automatically feed rocket fuel which is being produced by the vat, which is producing it faster than what can be consumed. So I can actually hook up, I think, a second combustion generator here and still be net positive on rocket fuel. So in the vat, it's absorbing, whoops, it's absorbed all the hooch so far, and yep, so that's going to run out soon. And so what I'm planning on doing is just dumping material into this chest post-harvest, and then that is going to fill up. In fact, I can probably get some gunpowder from the mob farm while I'm talking. And so I guess what I need to do next is build a second vat and then start filling it up with, whoops, let's get that out, get that, okay. Build a second vat and dedicate it towards hooch production, and then that should give me a fully automatic RF power solution here. So I'm pretty happy with it. So let's throw all that in here. Good, that'll be enough for the foreseeable future. That'll power this and this, which means I need to make another setup here. So let me get to work on that, and I will see you soon. Alright, so at this point I think I'm ready to grab the machine frames. So I made two of them, a hardened and a basic. The hardened I'm going to come back up here and plug into the formula for the redstone. Alright, I guess I never... redstone... Oh man, I can't even remember what the name of the thing was. Alright, redstone furnace. Okay, so this is where I need bricks, copper gear, redstone reception. Okay, got it. So let's plug the hardened in here. I'm going to need a couple pieces of the... Actually, let me work back down here. Okay, here we go. So, shoo! Redstone furnace is going to require all this stuff. So, bricks, machine frame, copper gears, reception coils. And let's swap this out with the second tier, the hardened. So I have a hardened redstone furnace. Bam. Excellent. So that's going to allow me to start, not needing all these slab furnaces when it's time to make anything. And so that's going to work out really well. The next thing I want to make is a harvester. And so this guy is part of my factory loaded, and it's going to require quite a number of invar, but I think I should be able to manage it. So let's figure out what I need to do for that. So let's come down here and start plugging in the pieces. So I'm going to need 2 gold gears, another redstone reception coil. Let's make that. The gears looks like I haven't made yet, so let's make 8 pieces of iron here, or gold, to go in the smeltery, and I'm going to need some invar, okay, which I don't have. So let's get back up here and grab some wood for, where did I put the invar? Not in my inventory. Okay. Let's head back down here. Yep, okay, so there's my invar. The problem must have been sticks then. So let's make up a batch of sticks and get back to the harvester. So let's make 2 axes. Let's make, okay, the plastic sheets. So let's make a shears. Okay. plastic should be up here if I recall. Nope, I have it in my inventory. Alright. Not really thinking all this through. As I'm sure it's quite apparent. Let's see what I need next. So, plastic sheets should go in the top. The shears go here, the invar axis on the side, the machine frame in the middle, and then the two new gold gears should go here, followed by the redstone reception coil. Bam, harvester. Excellent. And so, for these, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. So let's see if I can grab another chest to start. So dump all that out, grab a chest, and what I'd like to do is set this up over here by the ore farm. And so let's center it here. Let's make a buffer so I don't fall off the edge as I start working on this gadget. So let's throw that down. Align it here. So actually, I want to eventually capture both areas. So why don't I build it here? And then that way I can start transplanting things. So the harvester is going to need an upgrade. Okay, which is going to be this type, the Mine Factory Reloaded upgrade. So what this is going to do is change the radius. And so I think what I'm going to want to do is increase to at least a diamond level here to get 9. And that's going to carry out, though I do have a lot of platinum. I have more platinum than I have diamonds right now. And that should cover all the way out to the edge of the farm. Okay, so let's do that and figure out how we can hook up the power at this point. So let's go back and get some electrum and start making some more wire. Alright, we're now all wired up with the MV wire connectors, and this guy is now ticking quite well. So he's filled up with energy, and by default, without any upgrades, this is only going to cover a 3x3 area. And we can determine this by using a precision sledgehammer. And when we're holding the sledgehammer, all the Mine Factory Reloaded objects will draw a shadow field of showing what their effective range is. So right now, this is only harvesting items that are within this block. So if I were to go and grab some bone meal and zap my redstone, you can see that they're almost immediately harvested as the harvester grabs the item. So with that, I now have, well, pretty good amount of redstone. And so let's head back down and take a look at our vat area. So I still have a pretty good amount of rocket fuel. This guy's not going to do anything else until I get the other vat sorted out. So let's see if I can take care of that next. Alright, I've grabbed almost all the pieces, so let's throw in iron. Let's grab 7 pieces of the plate. Let's then build ourselves another cauldron. Excellent. Cauldron. And if we throw that into this formula here, that should be everything I need for another vat. So let's grab that and head down. Beep. And for that, I'm going to plug that in right here. So killing this will break the RF feed. So that's going to hook into the water on the backside. Let's get the wire connectors up and running again. So this guy goes here, and this guy goes to the backside here. Great. And so that will also start powering up the machine. So at this point, I just need sugar and potatoes. So let's head back up. And at this point, I'm almost ready to automate things into a storage drawer network. So I've started moving over a small number of items. So let's grab the potato. Let's grab the... Do I have any poison potatoes? I think so. I was reading how the poison potatoes actually have even more of a benefit than regular potatoes when it comes to making hooch. I'm not sure why. That would not be intuitive to me why that should occur. So let's grab all the sugar cane I can and head down. Bink. And let's process the sugar cane in the sugar and throw that in. Let's throw the poisonous potatoes in. Yep, here we go. 8 times multiplier with sugar, and that should form the hooch much quicker than I would expect. All right, so let's get that to output on the left side. Push. So when this completes, it's going to push the fluid out here, which is going to be absorbed here, which is going to react with the gunpowder and so on and so forth. Let's throw that in here. Alright, so I probably don't want to use transfer nodes. I'm going to have to start looking at a better conduit, something that doesn't have an internal inventory that can jam up like that. So let's take a look here. Okay, that's negative. That's still full. Well, actually, this is going to start pumping itself up once it sees that it falls down to the point where it needs to burn more rocket fuel. So really all I care about is my rocket fuel level stable, which it is. Excellent. So I ended up turning this pulverizer back on, which is producing lots and lots of sand and gravel. So at this point, let me take my pulverized coal back out. At this point, I have a lot of material. I'm going to have to, I think, create a couple more compacting drawers in order to store the sand and the gravel. And I think I'm also at the point where I can craft up a couple more automatic sieves. So here we go, 2 more. And if I head down, I can... I think I'll make some space then to process sand and dust. Let me just grab a little bit of that from here. 1 piece of dust. And I'm going to have to set up a couple more processing centers here. Now this is just a placeholder. I'll route these around later. But the concept being that all the material will be sifted, pumped into the chest, and that will then feed back to the main combining area. So, yeah, I think that's going to work out just fine. Alright, the last thing I want to do is see if I can craft up a platinum upgrade. So, with 3 raw plastic, 3 shiny platinum, redstone, and the gold nugget, that should give me the upgrade that I need for the harvester to kick this thing in a high gear. So let's right click here, and that should throw it in. And if I can grab my precision sledgehammer, I now see that it has a very large gathering range. In fact, it goes all the way out in this direction, probably another 10 blocks. So that means I can start moving the tree farm actually out here in this direction, so I can start setting up automatic harvesting. So awesome. So with that, I think I'm going to call this an episode. I'm going to, I guess, work a little bit more on some of the ore gathering here. I'm going to try to upgrade the flowers to 10-10-10s, which will then help me spread the material out to the point where I can start gathering more resources without having to rely solely on the sifting. So if you could, please leave a comment or a like and let me know how I'm doing. And I will see you next time in Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Skyblock Expert Mode. Bye!